Alright, we are now ready for the next run, which is going to be Super Lumi Live, all levels, tokenless. I was almost forgot that. By emm0ji, so you take it away.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Super Lumi Live. I'm Oryx. I'm here for commentary for the run. Am is going to be the one doing the run. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's get this thing started. We're going to be doing all levels tokenless, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so welcome to Super Lumi Live. For those of you who have never seen it before, this is a very high-paced platformer where you have a double jump as the main mechanic. The main goal is just of this category is to beat all of the levels in the game tokenless. Tokenless is a mode that you unlock after completing the the game, I believe. Basically, the normal game has tokens, silver and gold, that you use to unlock levels. This mode does not have any of those restrictions, which makes it a lot faster to go through because you don't have to collect any of those to unlock the new levels. Makes this entire category about 25 faster than without being tokenless. Perhaps a bit more. In any case, there are two types of exits, regular and portal exits. The portal exits, you have to go into a portal, collect 5 coins, and then go into the exit portal to unlock a letter level or a flip level. Flip levels have flip tokens. They'll flip the gravity. We need to beat every single level from start to finish entire game, so we're going to have to go into a couple of levels twice to both unlock the flip level and to beat the normal level.
Or could you just confirm that you got my DM about the low latency feed? Thank you.
Apologies for just not being able to talk for this whole thing. It's just way too fast-paced of a game for me to be able to.
It's alright.
With everything. Most of these levels are just under 30 seconds to barely over a minute for the longest of them. But they're all very unique, so I can't like explain very much overarching themes over the entire thing. So, for example, 1.5 is its level is run on a sort of a theme of these platforms that have the spikes on the bottom of them, so you can't touch them from the bottom. And it's very vertical, so if you fall down quite a long way. At the end of each world is a boss level. It's going to be longer than all of the rest, and it's going to kind of compile all the themes from all of the levels. Right here we're going to be seeing kind of a summary of everything that we've had so far. You're going to notice Em doing a lot of these resets at checkpoints, dying as soon as she hits a checkpoint, and that's to reset some of the cycles and to give some more favorable platform cycles and just more consistent things, as well as to reset her position forward in a couple of places. Now we're already on to World 2, and this is going to introduce the first level, these green arrows. The green arrows give you your double jump back, and they give you a boost at their face. So most of these are going to be facing upwards. They're going to give you a boost upwards, and they're going to give you your double jump back. You can use this in a couple of different ways. First of all, you can use it to a lot of additional height after a bounce, or you can use your double jump right away after hitting it and get a much lower bounce, or even just a slightly lower bounce to land faster. And we're going to see a lot of that in 2, 3, and other similar levels. Right here in 2A, we've got a couple of nice little skips. You can go through it in various ways to change the gravity to a more favorable direction. One that works better, one that's faster, so you're falling more or going up less. And so instead of going up the entire first section, you are falling for it instead. In general, the level order in this speedrun does not matter much for anything other than overworld routing. So fastest way to route the overworld is generally to go through a path of levels as far as you can until you hit a kind of end of the path, or a place where all the paths merge together, and then go back through the beginning if you've gone through any secrets or portals, and then go to the end of the world. Generally, the end of the world is where a lot of branches or paths will meet up. So, for example, in World 2, there's 3 different branches that meet up. One after 2B, one after 2.7, and one after 2.5. Two 6 introduces a couple of interesting new platforms. The first of which, and the most common of which, that we're going to see is these blue platforms. The blue platforms have one circle on them to signify that they disappear when you do a double jump, and that they only stay when you have only used your single jump. They're the main theme of 2B, where the entire floor is made up of these apart from a few solid platforms with checkpoints. Now we're already back in 2.6 because most of these flip levels are incredibly fast. So what we're going to see is the second type of these new blocks, and that is the yellow blocks. They have 2 circles in them because they appear when you use your double jump. They will disappear when you land on any surface other than them. And they will, if you land on them, they will stay appeared until you are no longer on them. 2.5 introduces the last new type of block for this world, which is these beige blocks. They will disappear if you stand on them. If you are standing on them for more than just a few frames, they will the circle will kind of disappear, and then when that runs out entirely, the entire thing will disappear. This will make it a lot harder for you to kind of correct if you make a strange error or fall somewhere while you're in a section.
Auroch, are you watching on the low latency feed now? Right, nice.
Last thing we've got here is two boss. This is the last level of World 2. It's an auto-scroller, actually. But you can make it faster by simply going through the very beginning of the screen, and that speeds up the auto-scroll. The second section is a vertical auto-scroll, and that makes things very interesting because if you go off the bottom of the screen, you just die, so you can't fall too far. Now we're on to World 3, where we will be starting out with another... is a bit different in that we are moving under us instead of a screen actually scrolling. This is a very slow one, and also introduce these green cannons. The green cannons are going to have their shots home in on you, so if wherever you move, they're going to be shooting at you. Thankfully, you can just move around to kind of make sure thing doesn't hit you. But in a lot of places, especially when you have a lot of and this is unfortunately not the only time that we're going to see them by a long shot. Yeah, 3-2 is just impressive and fast. There's nothing I can really say during it that'll justify how cool it is. 3-3 introduces a couple of new things. We're going to see them first in the second room. This is one of the harder portal exits of the run, just because to be able to reach the top coins, you have to be going in the opposite direction around than the discs are going around, and that makes it a lot tighter to tie. In the second half of this level, what we're going to see is the enemies called Toxies. Toxies are very fun. They're the purple guys. They're very happy to see you, and they want to run and give you a hug. And unfortunately for us, that kills us. So we'd prefer them not to give us a hug. Now we've the cousins of the Toxies in this level and in the secret level. They're called the Chokies. They're cool. Got sunglasses on and everything. And they're just gonna move patterns across the screen. They don't care. They're cool. In the speedrunning community, we find them very appropriately named, seeing as the levels containing chokies are often big choke points, percent, and other similar categories. 3-4 is another one of those levels featuring a lot of point resets, just because it has a lot of these platforms going back on cycles, and additionally, the chokies movement resets when you respawn at a checkpoint. So it's very useful to have them moving in predictable patterns that are quite easy to get through if you've practiced enough. Free 5 introduces these back and forth spikes. They will be at either the top of the platforms on a fixed cycle. It's not quite global, but it's persistent through the level, and it's consistent when you reset.
Alright, I would like to apologize. I forgot to update the EST, and I don't think you'll be able to complete this one in 25 minutes. That would be a little too good to be true. So sorry about that. EST is updated now. We're still from the Yumi NoGA run.
Yeah, we're not going to be. We're likely not going to be going half an hour estimate like last time.
I mean, I wouldn't mind given the current schedule situation.
10 minutes at most ahead of schedule, I'd say. Oh, come on.
3C is a very fun level because it's got. It's actually the only level in the game in it. It's just completely auto-scrolling, being chased by this laser. It's pretty easy to get through, but there's a couple of little small optimizations in the middle of it. Make the gravity better, and a really tight jump. Don't forget to stay hydrated. This is introducing the yellow exclamation point blocks. The yellow exclamation point blocks appear, well, always be appeared until you stand on them. They're going to glow, and when you stop standing on them, stop being there. They will reappear after about 3 seconds. Now we have 3 Skull. This is one of my favorite levels because most of it takes place in the dark. Makes it very important to memorize some patterns, to know where the enemies are, what the cycles will look like depending on how fast you've gone through the level. Now we're on to World 4. World 4 introduces things. It's the longest world. It is the largest world. It has the most with a whopping total of 13. And it introduces the most stuff, I suppose. Lasers. Lasers will kill you if you hit them. Kind of like most lasers in video games. That's how that usually works, I suppose. 4.2 introduces the pink platforms. The pink platforms will appear and disappear in time with your jumping. So every time you jump, any on pink block will turn off, and vice versa. Is going to be going over the keys. We've seen keys before, but this is the big level that has a lot of them, and it introduces multiple keys. So the keys are used to unlock the doors of the same color of them. So yellow key will unlock the yellow door, key will unlock the blue door, and the red key at the end of the level unlocks the red door at the beginning. The 4.4 has rotating lasers. They're just like normal lasers. They'll kill you, but they're also rotating. So they're a bit harder to dodge in many places. It also the best hidden secret in the game. In fact, so I existed when I said how many levels there were. So beating the secret exit gets access to 4S and then the final boss. Beating 4-4 the normal way gives different levels, 4-7 and 4-8, and each of them will also unlock the boss in this world. In case you haven't had cannons in this run, we've got this level for you. Yeah, it's green cannons that shoot like 15 per second. Because the only thing better than bullets that follow where you go is bullets where you go and fire 15 times a second. There's a lot of checkpoint resets in the end of this level because there's a lot of these that end up on bad cycles when you're not setting from the checkpoints. Or that their patterns are simply too unpredictable. 4.8 introduces these disappearing platforms. Green, and they turn red after a certain amount of... and then they disappear. Ah, yikes. These green platforms are really not very forgiving. If one happens to appear when even just most of you is inside of it, then you'll die. Four 5 introduces one of my favorites, the yellow fields. It's you get your double jump back every side of it. If you go outside of it, you've still got your double jump. So basically, you can jump a number of times while you're inside of it. This here is one of the hardest portal exits in the game, just because of that last turnaround being so hard. And it leads to one of the most fast-paced and easiest portal or flip levels in the game. A lot of that at the very end is just hitting the gravity with the flip tokens in a way to not flip as much as possible. One of the big things about the flip levels, oftentimes you're expected to flip a lot more than we generally do. It's always faster, less because of the animation time of the flipping. But also often because flipping more times, going around more times. This level and the next level introduce another mechanic, the gravity field. The blue gravity see in this level and in this next level decrease the gravity by about half, making you jump high, fall slower, and I want to say something else, but I don't remember what it is. Anyways, there is one red gravity. Those are introduced later in 4.6. The red ones do the opposite of the blue ones. They will increase the factor of about 2, making you jump shorter and less long, and fall faster. The end of this level is one of the trickier ends of level, of how little after the double jump at the very end to get to the last door. Now we are at Fourth Skull, the Tower of Power, the longest level in the main run, or in the main ending. And that was just a 20-second skip right there. That double jump is very precise. It's one of the hardest tricks in the game. And it saves 20 seconds by just completely skipping 4 segments. You just barely have enough momentum platform to reach that. And yeah, that can seconds or more. Other than that, this level is pretty standard. It's even more complicated than the other boss levels. Being the last one, it's or the last big one. It's a rehash of everything in every previous level in the game. all following the same kind of basic room format. Unfortunately, we've skipped about half of it, so I don't have as much time to explain it.
Unfortunately, you said.
Unfortunately,
I'd say
yeah.
fortunate.
Yeah, it's pretty good to get that. Sub 2 in this level is absolutely insane.
Did someone say skip?
Yeah,
Yes.
we skipped it. It's not a glitch. Just a skip. It's actually developer intended. We've confirmed this.
Oh, it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Anyways, we're in a new world now, so I should probably start explaining. And we're at the end of the level. Oh, okay. So this is World 5. The whole basis of World 5 is and fire and all things hot. And 5.2 is the very epitome of that. The name of 5.2 is one of the most apt name. It's called Hot Drop and Scroll. Hot because it's in World 5, and everything in World 5 is hot. It's drop because all of these platforms will drop when you stand on them. And it's scroll because it ends with about a minute-long auto scroll. The thing about this is we can tell you for certain that this was not developer intended. While it is intended for those platforms to move up when you go off of them, it was never thought of by the developer to stand off to the side and just skip the entire auto scroll section.
Maybe the glitch is about.
It's not a glitch. It's definitely not a glitch.
I mean, it's less than what's coming up for me on Sunday, so
Hey, I've yet to move out of bounds, so...
Oh, does this game actually have like a 1 minute OOB category?
No.
No.
Oh.
Would be funny, though.
Would be really funny. Would only probably be possible if like all of the maps, which they aren't.
And now I perform game skip.
Slight little cycle skip you can do here. Grabbing the key and just going backwards. It's really tight to get through the cycle with the circles. Even tighter if you miss that to go through the circles themselves. Five six is one of my favorite levels in the game because it has invisible platforms. They're hard to see, especially on the low graphics settings that I have to, because my computer is literally a. So it's fun to know where they are, to know the cycles, especially in this part. And also because this level is otherwise very similar to the second level in the game, 1-2.
1-3.
Is it 1-3?
Yeah, it's 1-3.
Yeah. Except a lot harder in every way. Look, I'm bad with numbers. Okay.
I'd say you're
Yeah, but
pretty
it's-
good with numbers.
I'm bad with numbers considering that I'm a math major. I can't count. Like, I legitimately cannot count to 15 some days. Anyways, 5-3. Yeah. It's a thing. I just did it. Pretty cool. 5-4 is a very fun level. It's got 6 different sections where you go back and forth and then fall to the next section. Each one grows progressively more challenging. And that's on to 5-5. 5-5 is the only level where pretty much everything is not a square. It makes a lot of jumps really tight, and pretty much everything will kill you. There's almost no ground in this level. Now we are on to 5 Skull. This is the last boss level in the main end, which is where you first get to the credit, the traditional 90% ending of the game. We're going to be seeing more after that main ending, though, so this will not be the last boss of the run. This one is completely built around portals and going into. As you may have noticed, the portals do create new ground in all levels, actually, or basically all of them. That they have a portal. It will change some sort of thing about the level. In this level, it makes it possible to traverse. So you are on a time level, and pretty much every section you can skip a cycle. In almost every single section, there is a place to stand in the middle of the room, and we'll be able to skip that on 3 out of the 4 rooms. This last room does not actually have any centered place to stand, but you can still skip the cycle by getting to... Oh!
Almost.
The jump was just a bit mistimed. Anyways, we cannot actually reach the end of that level because it's blocked by a grave block, I suppose. But instead, we get to this full, kind of boss level. 5X. You got this bitrate boss chasing you. We call it bitrate boss because it's picked random, which does not do well for the bitrate of most streams. Anyways, it will chase you. It has a... And The main thing that you're trying to do is just go around flipping as few times as possible, which is, in this case, 3, whereas earlier routes have had it as many as 7 to 9. And that is the main ending. That's not timed, thankfully. But we will be seeing a quick glimpse of credits. So we're still waiting just a bit because we do have to finish everything else. Thankfully, the credits skip, so we won't have to wait through them. Otherwise, things might get a bit long. In any case, once the credits get skipped,
There we go.
we're just waiting. Okay. You'll be able to see death count and reset count so far, as well as the time so far. As this screen thankfully tells we still have to go for all levels cleared. So now we're going to go back into 5. Now that we've beaten the game, we can actually beat this level by landing.
Oh. Why?
Green cannons. Gotta love them. Greatest. And by greatest, I mean the worst. Green cannons are most people's least favorite thing about this game. Or at least almost named.
Get it in there.
Alright, boss, we can go on to World A, the special world. There are 4 levels and 4 secret levels in this. A1 through 3, A through D, and A boss. So 8 more levels to complete. These are the hardest levels in the game by far. And also they're usually a lot longer than most other levels. AA Spiketacular is just absolutely covered in spikes. There's a couple of little tricks we can do with the gravity to keep it away. The IL strats in this level are actually the of any single level in the entire game. A1 is based on the single jump platforms. And also on the falling spike blocks. Now we've got A2. This has got the return of Toxies, everybody's favorite Toxies. Little things. Now we've got AB. This has got the best enemy in the game, the Spoogies. Spoogies will lock on to the station and then just charge you. They're very fun enemies. I like them very much. Right here, the strat is basically to play Matador with this Spoogie, lure it over the side and then jump over to the other. Surprisingly, falling is a lot harder in the low gravity. The end of this level is probably the hardest single segment of any level. The level game, just because of the very squeeze between the tox and the discs. On A3 is a level where you go left. Makes it surprisingly hard to find. Or maybe not so surprisingly, considering how very much not often you go left in platformers. AC in spiraling. The level, at least, is in a spiral pattern going around. Right there, M just manipulated the flip tokens in a way that let her fall a lot more than you normally are able to in that level. The very end of this level is incredibly platform becomes solid inside of that disc. Now we enter the final level and promptly exit it because we need to the portal level of this first, the flip level. It's one of the hardest to get because you're being chased by those discs on rotating in a circle, and you only have a very limited amount of time to get. Now we have AD, one of the trickiest levels to just route any percent or 100% of, for that matter. Basically, like the world's most open main, I suppose, because it's very hard to tell where you're going and where you need to go next. Now, finally, we have the incredible finale, the last level of the game. This is it's just an incredibly difficult gauntlet of everything difficult about this game and about platform. It's the longest section in any level without a checkpoint at about 30 seconds, which is longer than at least 3 levels put together. 4D, 4S, and the one other that I can't think of. PC. Now here we have tight spaces and green cannons, which are and after that we are on to the final room in the level. Final difficult room in the level. This one, all of these jumps are very tight, but especially the last are just increasingly difficult. Thankfully, if you fail that last one the correct way, you will be able to retry. Unfortunately, it does mean that you're going to have the other 3 again. There we go. It's coming up as soon as M hits the last exit. And that's time on my.
What the hell?
Unless, oh, what? What? Okay, take it back.
There we go.
Now's time. Okay. I've never seen that before.
I have. If you overshoot your jump, it does that sometimes.
Alright.
That's pretty funny.
On my end, that was a 57:42. So we're pretty
yeah.
good back on.
In-game times 56:11. We'll get the full stats in a minute.
Alright, so while that's happening, I do have a little bit on-stream announcement because unfortunately, it's marathon. It always happens to at least one runner, but unfortunately, it looks like we most likely have the first dropout of our marathon because the Paper Mario runner is still a 1,000-year-old door. I hope I didn't mess up the order of that. I don't know game names, but yeah, that runner Monado is still not responsive. So yeah, we're probably going to have a backup run by Rumors PP. Rumors PP doing Dust and Elysian Tale. If Monado shows last second, maybe not, but that's the state of things right now. And I see 44 minutes, 25 seconds on the in-game timer.
That would be.
Oh no, that's game clear. That's game clear. That's game clear.
The all levels is 5611.798.
That's why you don't do anything. That's why I don't say anything. But yeah, if there's anything you want to say, then this would be the time.
I mean, huge shout out to developer Ed Gen Myers Kalogu for just helping us with everything, for being in a Discord with us, and for making this game. It's only $6 right now, $5.99.
Ooh.
Like I think that's like €5.50, five.
Yeah, that's pretty cheap.
Somewhere around that. And there is, in fact, a free DLC coming out very soon. So definitely keep an eye on that. Definitely get this game if you liked what you saw today. It's really fun and it's an amazing price. I'm going to throw a link to Discord. In the stream chat. Or we both will.
Double Discord. Double Discord.
And M's also thrown a link to the game on Steam. Definitely, again, would recommend. Huge shout outs to the entire Super Lumi Live community, especially Game Guy. He ran it any percent at ESA and got the world record there.
Oh man, that's great.
Like live on stream by a minute and 15.
That's great.
And just huge thanks to the entire No Glitches Allowed team.
No problem. On us. Thanks for running.
Thank you so much for having us. It's been great.
No problem. Thanks for running. It was a great game. Every time I see Super Lumi Live when I restream, it makes me want to run it. I'm probably gonna pick it up soon.
Please
do. This game looks so fun.
It is.
It really is.
Maybe we can race next year. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, we'll be going back on intermission, and then we'll handle most likely the backups and everything else. So, anything else?
Thank you guys
I can't
for
think
watching.
of anything. Yeah. Thank you all, and we'll see you soon, hopefully. Bye.